Hello, and welcome to NTI
Day
11.
Dun dun dun.
It's Monday. It's the start of week 3.
Monday. Kind of repeating you.
You should say it's the start of
week 3.
week 3.
Yeah.
Okay. It may feel like an eternity for some of us, myself included.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a little challenge. We're going to start with the word of the day. And then Mr. Hood's going to take over.
All right, word of the day.
The word of the day is practitioner. So at the end of that, you hear that practitioner, and students who study language, aka all of my students, they should know that means a person of some sort. So this is a noun. So it's person, place, or thing. It's a noun. And it is one who practices a profession of any kind. Also, there's a second definition, and this is an ancient definition, and it is an authorized healer. Authorized means like they're allowed to. And back a long, long time ago, they called physicians healers, mostly if they were female, because females weren't allowed to be considered doctors. This is a long time ago, like the 17th century, okay? But they called them healers. So this is an authorized healer, also known as a practitioner, which is another word for physician, which is another word for
doctor.
Yes, doctor, okay? So a sentence, using it in a sentence, it says, the general practitioner, so a general doctor basically, diagnosed the child with strep throat. That's a common ailment among our students, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
All the time.
And our own children.
Yes. I've only had strep throat once as an adult, though. That's all I have.
That's all you have. Okay.
Yeah, word of the day.
So that's the word of the day. Give Miss Mason a round of applause.
Thank
all
you,
right.
thank you.
So there are some national days, and we always talk about that. National Pencil Day.
I did not know that.
National Pencil Day. We're
I should
using
be
pens.
Using a pencil.
National Take a Walk in the Park Day. Although you can't really do that.
Because most parks are closed.
Most parks are closed, including Twin Knobs, which is kind of like a park. But Rodburn Park, all those parks are closed.
Well, Rodburn's open.
Like the Rodburn School Park and
and
the preschool park, all those parks.
You could make a park in your backyard.
Yeah. National I Am in Control Day.
I'm not in
which
control.
many of us right now feel like we are not in control.
I'm not in control.
Because the virus is kind of in control.
Well, and I feel like my own children who I'm trying to school at home while also schooling my 140 kids online, I feel like they're in control.
And then Miss Mason decided she'd get a dog. So she is not in control. And she decided to clean her garage to try to show some control, but she really doesn't have any control.
Really
she only has control over half of her garage.
I really want control, don't I?
Yeah.
I'm a control freak.
So,
I really am. It's a problem.
National Turkey Neck Soup Day. That might be something you could do.
I challenge you to make that for your lovely wife. I bet she would love it. Turkey neck soup.
Turkey neck soup. And National Virtual Vacation Day, which most of us that were probably planning on going on some type of spring trip next week are probably going to have to settle for a national virtual vacation. And if you're in my class, my social studies class, you could take a natural or a virtual vacation to Egypt.
You should find a link. I bet you could.
I probably could.
I bet you could.
China.
Yes.
Or to Greece.
That's awesome.
Or to Mars. Or the moon.
You can go to Disney World.
Or to Disney World.
You can go to Harry Potter World. Virtually.
You can't go there.
Yeah, that is a true story. I know that because I just
because they closed that.
Yeah, they closed
that down.
Yeah.
But importantly, Miss Mason, and this ties to your word of the day. Today is first off, this week is National Physicians Week.
Ooh.
And more specifically, today is National Doctors Day.
That's very fitting for this time of our lives,
especially with the virus.
And I think we should, even though it's National Doctors Day, I think when you talk about this stuff, I don't know what you're going to say. He made all kinds of notes. He's very prepared.
I've got 4 pages.
Very prepared teacher. I think that we should just expand that because we don't have any authority, but for our videos, to healthcare providers. All of the healthcare providers.
All y'all.
Everybody
all
y'all works.
Healthcare providers.
They're probably working. Obviously, they're working right now. Thank you. Okay.
All
right.
of you.
Floor is yours.
Appreciate you.
Sir, I will
but
not interrupt you.
Healthcare today is more complex than ever. With more advancements, tools, and information at their fingertips, doctors have an overwhelming job to diagnose and treat their patients every day. This is the day to honor the men and women who see us 365 days a year. In every city and hospital, in our military, and in our rural communities, doctors pave the way to better health care for their patients. But here's some interesting facts, Ms. Mason.
Can I add one thing?
No, you can't. I'm just kidding. You can't. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I've seen on the news where some, because right now we know within this pandemic that these healthcare providers within the United States and all over the world are doing lots of great work, and they're sacrificing their own risk of getting this illness. They're not able to stay home or socially distance themselves like the rest of us can. But they were, as a thank you, like the police officers were all driving their police cars and like had their flashing lights on.
Oh, I did see that.
And people had written kind notes and sidewalk chalk out in front of the hospital, and they were driving by and honking their horns as a thank you, which I thought was pretty cool.
And one of the healthcare providers thought that maybe when they were going to do this, they were afraid nobody would come out to it, and they were really overwhelmed by the reaction that had.
Kindness counts.
So anyway,
Okay. Interesting facts.
Interesting facts. There are approximately 700,000 doctors in the United States.
Whoa.
The earliest written record that mentions the practice of medicine is Hammurabi's Code from the 18th century in Mesopotamia. This extensive code of law includes information for physicians about payments for successful treatments and punishments for medical failures. For example, payment was better for curing the wealthy, but failing to do so could result in the loss of a hand.
You talk about this.
I do talk about
a lot because I walked by before you moved to the other side of the hallway, I used to walk by your classroom and I would hear you talking about this and the law. Is it Hammurabi's law where like
Code of law, yeah.
Code of law where they do like weird things and
Yeah, so most of his laws dealt with you had to pay a fine or you lost a body part. For instance, you would get your ear cut off or your hands cut off, or if you poke. It's often called an eye for an eye code. And so we talked about this, and actually,
it's crazy cool.
Both of all the kids that have had me this year, because we got to this, we acted out a case, and you had to judge the case based on Hammurabi's Code. And one of the doctors had a person come to them to get an ailment fixed, like some type of tumor or something, and he waited a long time, and the doctor tried to fix him, but because the doctor failed and he died, even though the man had waited so long, there's nothing in the law that says if you wait too long, that's your fault. But because the man had waited too long, the doctor's hands were cut off. That was
Both of them?
Both of his hands were cut off. So
this happened like legit?
Yeah, this is a legit law. And so in Hammurabi's.
Wow.
Now,
no
this
wonder
is the
I
18th
kind of
century.
remember it because that would be shocking if I were walking down the hall and I heard that. Wow.
So,
okay. Wow.
and they would make
I'm gonna
some
look that up.
money, but if they failed, oftentimes that's what would happen. So, physicians and doctors are among one of the highest paid careers, and the job growth for the field is growing faster than the average for all other occupations.
They're very deserving.
Yes,
Healthcare providers,
and
very
especially
deserving.
right now, I'm
Yep.
sure. I was reading where lots of people are coming out of retirement in the
Wow.
medical field to
be
assist
helpers.
with the virus. And this is a good argument piece for your against your parents. A study performed in the United States found that surgeons who played video games on a regular basis made 37% less errors and were 27% faster than their non-gaming coworkers.
Can I have the source for that?
So,
Do you have the source
tell your
for that?
parents if they don't want you to play your video games, which I'm not a fan of video games, but that you are practicing to become a doctor.
That is what you call a statistic, which strengthens the argument when you're doing argumentative writing.
Mm-hmm.
Any kind of, we talk about statistic that has numbers that you can prove or disprove, and it's a great way to strengthen an argument that you're writing. So,
And this was on Facebook, so it has to be true. It wasn't on Facebook; it was on an article. I read.
okay.
But
I was like, no,
Just
don't
kidding.
ever use Facebook
Just
or
kidding.
Wikipedia.
So anyway,
Good job, Mr. Hood. That's pretty cool stuff.
did you have any other national
I kind
days
of
that you
made
thought?
fun of Mr. Hood because he was like going to town about this stuff. And you found awesome stuff.
And I tied it back to my content.
It's awesome.
Um,
That's awesome. I'm proud of you.
did you not have another national
You can
day?
teach an old dog new tricks. Yes, I do. I actually have a couple. I have International Folding Laundry Day. Something else I am a failure at. I hate to fold
Tell
laundry.
your parents if they made you fold laundry, you were celebrating one of the national days.
Yeah, okay. It is, grass is always browner on the other side day. So you normally hear it as the grass is always greener on the other side, which is a figure of speech that means somebody else's situation, you look at it and you think, oh my goodness, their life is so much better, when this day is really, oh, their life is so much worse, which is kind of like a negative Nancy, but I guess it makes you think, I've got it okay. I don't know. And then today begins the Make Mine Chocolate Week. And in honor of the Make Mine Chocolate Week, Miss Carter and Miss Mann and I, we have an article from Newsella about Nutella changing its recipe. So if you know Nutella, it's like that hazelnut chocolate spread. But apparently my Newsella does not work yet because I got a message from a kiddo that said, Miss Mason, it says the code's invalid. So I have to fix that. Sorry, but it's on there for when you're ready to read it, okay? And can I go and talk about school stuff?
Yeah.
This leads us into some important information about school. So today was day 1 of 2 of the old packet, completed packet drop-off. You pull around to the front of the middle school, and there people will help you, okay? And they'll come to your car. You don't get out of your car. And not only can you drop that packet off, but if you are a person that has limited internet access or does not have reliable devices or enough devices at your house, you can request or you can pick up your paper packet. And your homeroom teachers should have asked you about that when they contacted you, and your name should be on that list. Really quickly with my class, my work is on Google Classroom, all of it for week 3. All of week 4 will be uploaded tomorrow. And you can work on that at your leisure. So it's got to all be completed by the end of week 4. But week 4 is not really next week, it's the week after, because next week is spring break. So you'll want to look on Google Classroom. You can do as much of it during the day, whatever, but you need to look on Google Classroom. And
you really should be doing something every day.
Yeah.
Even if it's on Google Classroom. I know Miss Hood is taking a college class, and sometimes you have to be, what is the word? Disciplined.
Yeah, you don't want to procrastinate. That's what we should do tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow's
That's
word
the
of the
word
day.
Procrastinate.
That might be word
and
of
the
the
issue
century.
is, even though you don't have a packet in front of you, and you feel like you drove off from the middle school dropping off your packet, and you had nothing to do, you actually had plenty to do.
You do. You definitely do.
And looking at my list, I was looking at my list before we started filming this. Several of you kiddos that have internet access, and I'm talking to your parents, still have not signed up for, or have not signed up to just be in the Google Classroom. So we want to make sure that we're doing that.
Yeah. Tomorrow, Mr. Hood and I are working the packets from 9 to 1 for 6th grade, and then there will be 7th and 8th grade teachers there as well. So make sure you drop those packets off. If for some reason you're unable to drop those off, contact your homeroom teacher. I had a student who asked what to do if they couldn't bring it, and I'm waiting on an answer, and I'll let you know. Is there anything else? Oh, Zoom. We're going to Zoom. We'll put the day and time schedule that we will Zoom. We're going to be on a consistent Zoom schedule. We'll put that on Google Classroom probably tomorrow and send out links for those.
Perfect.
Sounds good?
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
That's day 11.
Day 11.
2 crazy
We've
teachers.
made it.
We have.
Signing off.
Out. Yeah.
Out. Peace.
Bye.